We are going to have some fun drawing figures today. Kind of cartoony figures. Not like super realistic human bodies, but sort of half realistic human bodies. All different shapes and sizes. I'm going to start with quite a large one so you can see easily on the page. Alright, now the shape that we're going to be using sort of more or less for all of these figures is a symmetrical shape like this. Like a very long ellipse with flat edges. Like a big surfboard, but missing the nose, right? There's no nose of the surfboard up here. In fact, that's where the head's going to go. And it's okay if the head is sort of floating. Alright, so this is the first basic shape that we're going to make, right? And we can do this lots of times to practice, and lots of sizes. So it looks a bit like a bowling pin as well, doesn't it? Have you ever thought that bowling pins look like people? Let's do one more. Experiment also with the shape of it. So this one is sort of pretty symmetrical all the way through. In other words, it starts and ends like on a straight line, and it bulges in the middle, so it's symmetrical this way, like this way. Whereas this one is just a little bit wider, a little bit further down. Let's try doing the opposite with this one. So it's skinnier at the bottom and sort of wider at the top. I'm going to just change that line. Don't want it so wide at the bottom. Something like that. Alright, so we've got a few different ones. Now, alright, so the next thing to do is a line here. This is going to separate the legs. How tall do you want your figure to be? Sorry, how tall do you want the legs? How long do you want the legs to be? Well, they're not going to go all the way up, are they? No. Then this part becomes the waist, right? And then this is the main body. Then the arms get added on. So you have to widen that bit at the top and put the arms in. The easiest way to do this is to have the arms just sort of by the side of the body or even behind the body. Then put the neck in. Ta-da! Alright, so this one. Let's do, this one's got slightly shorter legs, got wider hips, and there's the neck and the shoulders. And just like before, the arms are going to be sort of tucked into the body like that. So this one's got a little bit sort of shorter legs and wider hips. This one is the tall one, so long legs. And then we can sort of bring that part of the body in quite a lot with this one. So this one is quite wide hips and a skinny waist. And shoulders and neck. Big head. So you can hopefully you can see already that there's lots of ways to vary. Just small changes can give you very different human figures. Good. I'm going to show you some other variations. Let's try one. Let's put one on the same level here. So I'm just going to put a line for the floor. see what happens. Like I jumped them around a bit, didn't I? But let's see what happens if we put a few on the same line. So let's do one that's more or less the same size but a different shape. Yeah, the difference that we're going to do with this one is have angled shoulders. Angled shoulders, and the hips are going to be angled as well. So this is going to be like a weird sort of weird kind of pose where you're not standing kind of straight. So what we have to do, we imagine the hips are at that angle. We have to make the adjustments to the shape according to that angle. So there's one hip like that, and then there's one hip like that, so it's sort of bending the other way, dropping down, and then the shoulders the other way. Didn't do the head here. Let's do the head tilting a little bit this time. There we go. So that figure is really different, isn't it? And kind of perhaps in a way more lifelike, because it's not just standing dead straight. I mean, it's not very often that we stand like that, is it? Well, let's try another one. So this one I'm thinking of the hips bending like that, and the shoulders bending the same way too. And this one's going to be even more bent over. Perhaps. Yeah, that sort of looks a bit more like a bit of a fat tummy now, doesn't it? The great thing about doing these figures is that you can try things out and see what happens. So let's do it, let's just make it a leg like that. That's too much. Yeah, just try things out and see what happens. So this one, this is very different, this one. The shoulder's like that, and the arm is to the side. It's more like that. And then like a bit of a tummy. Now, once you've done some experiments, tried a few things out, you could take a new piece of paper and try drawing your favorite ones together. Maybe you could do one, you could turn the paper this way and just have one big one, or you could do like a whole group of people. You could try drawing a group of friends or a family together. But the next thing, once you sort of sketch out the shapes, I'm going to show you the next thing to do, which is to kind of tidy up a little bit and to add details. So first let's go around and tidy up what we've done with these lines, and then we can add more detail afterwards. Right, so let's start with this one. Let's go back to where we started. And you have to decide, does your figure, does it look more like a man or a woman or a boy or a girl? Dividing up the head. Simple, very simple. Do a line, a horizontal line halfway through, and then do a vertical line halfway through. Then put your eyes on the horizontal line just below it, and then halfway along this line, that's the bottom of the nose, and then of course underneath the nose is the mouth. Alright, so like I said, these don't have to be, we're not doing like super realistic pictures, but sort of half realistic cartoony pictures. So That's the kind of basic shape of the face that we're doing. Put a chin in there. We could do, no, don't want to do the line like that. Just want to keep the nose like that. Eyebrows as well if we want to. And then let's have like hair. Like Lego Man hair, that is. The ears go, the ears come up to the same height as where the eyes do, okay? Up to that same line. Yeah! Alright, so then let's put some clothes on our figure. Don't want them to be naked. The feet, we didn't even talk about the feet, did we? Well, let's just leave them like that for now. Let's not worry about the feet too much at the moment. Yeah. This boy is going to be wearing flip-flops. There we go. Then let's move across to this figure. This one is the wider hips and the skinny waist. This one's going to be a girl. So let me show you again with the face. A line going horizontally across and vertically across, so they divide the head into more or less 4 equal sections. Alright, so then the eyes go along that line, the nose halfway down, then the mouth, like that. Let's do little eyelashes. Let's erase those guidelines there. Tops of the ears. So this, let's do a, like this girl's going to have a straight fringe, something like that. And hair like cut in a bob, something like that. And there we go. If your face is at an angle, like this one, or this one maybe, it gets a little trickier, because those lines to divide the face have to curve across the face, sort of like that. It's much harder to do this. Then one eye is, then the nose you see like more like that. Let's do closed eyes here. Sort of looks like a sad pose. The ears, there would be one ear like that. Hair, curly hair on this one. Hair's getting out of control. That's kind of cool. Let's do long pants this time. And shoes. So, really this is about experimenting, okay? They don't have to look super realistic, but I just want you to experiment with the form. Remember how it started, right? This one that I haven't changed yet. So just, you start with the curving shape for the body, and the head goes on top. You add the line for separating the legs, and you put the arms in. Even if you just did lots of those, right, all in a line, different shapes and sizes, and then just picked your favorite one and added the more detail and turned it into a person. They don't have to look the same as my people. This is my style of drawing. Yours should be your own style of drawing. Really what I want to show you is this technique of creating the structure for a human figure. Alright, so have some fun, do lots of experiments, and hopefully you'll create some really nice drawings too. Really the learning is the important thing, and the experimentation. If you want to show me any of your pictures, I'd love to see them, so take a photograph and you can send that to me. Have fun, everyone.